Hello, Ramley and other NFL family, especially Saints family. Welcome to MOOF, the series where we are interviewing one fan from every NFL fan base to find the most overly optimistic fan in the NFL. We bring on content creators and fans of each team to ask them what are they optimistic about and do a game-by-game prediction of their upcoming season. And of course, bi-week hot takes. Today we're talking about the New Orleans Saints. This is a team that had a crazy offseason. There's a new head coach. They have a quarterback coming back from injury. Drew Brees is still left his legacy because they're still paying him money. We're going to talk about all this and more on this episode of MOOF with my guests right after this. And please join me in welcoming none other than Carlos from Uneducated Sports Talk. Hello, my friend. How are you?
Hey, what is up, man? Pale time. I'm honored. Me and PJ. Yes, we are honored.
PJ, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. She said, "Don't worry about it. She's still a Rams fan." It's a long story, you guys. But thank you for having me on the show, man. I appreciate it, bro.
Absolutely. And can you let our viewers know what do you and PJ do? I know you're a huge Saints fan, but your channel isn't necessarily Saints specific. But what do you do over on Uneducated Sports Talk?
But you're right about that. We're definitely a diehard Saints fan. When I say we, I mean me. Diehard Saints fan since 1999, man. But Uneducated Sports Talk, we do live sports streams for pretty much all major sports. We have MLB, NFL. We do NBA. We're doing the finals right now. That's the most current thing that we do, of course, with baseball. College for those sports as well. And then we do AEW wrestling from time to time as well. But we got the best damn live stream on YouTube, man.
Yeah.
So that's how we do it, bro. But it's all about Who Dat Nation, my ride or die squad. I always say this on my channel when guys come on that's brand new. Represent your ride or die squad. And I tell them, I don't care if it's high school, college, pros, whatever level. I don't care what team it is, what sport it is. That one squad, and my one squad is the New Orleans Saints from the NFL.
Oh, awesome. And I cannot do this show without shouting out people in the chat. I see we got Grandizer, moderator extraordinaire in the chat. Good to see you as always. Willie, always a pleasure. Cultures here. We got an elite chat tonight. And of course, if you're watching on the replay, thank you for tuning in as well. Whether you're live with us or on the replay, please smash that like button and make sure you subscribe to Carlos. The link to his channel is in the description below, and I see Grandizer's posting it in the chat a few times, so thank you for that. And Impaired Sweet, awesome. TJ, Tracy, oh man, we got elite crew coming. Travis, elite crew tonight. Well, in a moment, we are going to break down the Saints schedule, but hey, Ben, what's up? But Carlos, can you maybe start off and just let us know, why are you a Saints fan? How did you become a fan of them? Do you have a favorite player of the Saints? And do you have any jerseys?
Oh man, let's see. I've been a fan since 1999. I was 11 years old, and let me tell you something about the age of 11. I went from this small, chunky kid, very husky, asked for seconds and thirds a lot, But then when I turned 11, I was always athletic. One of those small, fat kids who can run real fast, right? But then as I turned 11, pretty much the only growth spurt I ever had in my life was at 11. I lost all my baby fat. I grew to about 5'5", and I'm now like 5'7", so I only grew 2 inches since 11 years old. But yeah. But my voice changed, my face hair started coming in, girls started getting real cute instead of being just real pretty. They were very cute then, And then I fell in love with the New Orleans Saints. I'm from Lake Charles, Louisiana, so it was kind of obvious. We got a lot of New Orleans Saints games, but I fell in love with the environment. One, the black and gold colors of New Orleans, the Florida Lease symbol. Being that a kid, you didn't understand what a Florida Lease was, but you want to know what is that symbol, the black and gold. And as you look into it, man, the culture around New Orleans obviously is more than just known for being a crazy ass fun city. It's obviously we taught ties from a city, a fan base to their team.
Mm-hmm.
One, you go with probably the Packers first, Green Bay Packers, maybe Chicago Bears, but then you go with the New Orleans Saints.
Okay.
And the passion of our fan base to our team, the connection is like eerily scary, and it's love. And you can tell it's a legit love from everyone who's ever been a part of the New Orleans Saints franchise. For the most part, they know how to entwine with the fans. And we get that same love back. So no matter how bad we were back in those 80s and most of the 90s as well, and half of the 2000s, obviously, there's a lot of bad seasons in there, but still, the fans still showed it was always a packed house no matter what. The crowd, just hearing the noise, we could be down by 20. This is the 90s now, down by 20, and the crowd was still going crazy. Now, as a kid, you didn't realize it's probably because the alcohol was talking
Yeah.
in New Orleans, you know. but as a kid, you're like, man, the crowd is still going crazy. There's still a chance to win this game, and we did not win those games, but I fell in love with the atmosphere. I fell
Awesome.
in love with the black and gold. And of course, I'm a diehard Saints fan. And the fact that my family around me, they're diehard Cowboy fans. And they used to talk
Oh,
smack about all my uncles and cousins. Yeah, man, they're diehard Cowboy fans, and it drove me
funny.
crazy. So I felt like the underdog growing up as a Saints fan, and I stuck to my guns, man. And here we are now, man.
That's well. Thank you for lending your fandom to this episode of MOOF. We're excited to start breaking down some of these games. A couple of questions coming in hot here. Jake, hello. How are you? Good to see you. But Grandize is asking, can you elaborate on Rouge-a-Roo?
Grandizer for the millionth time. I don't know nothing about the Rouge at all, man. I know it's a scary myth story out there in New Orleans about a Bigfoot type of person out there. I have no idea. I go straight to the Superdome. That's it. And Canal Street, French Quarter, Bourbon Street, and the Superdome.
Oh, fair enough. And Jake's asking, how many tables has your fan base broken?
Oh my goodness! Let's see, Minnesota Miracle. That's probably about a good million tables being broken. The no call for the sure squad, the Rams.
Yeah, but with Grace, right? We're past that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, plenty of tables have been broken, not by me. I'm a diehard Saints fan, but
Yeah.
I'm also smart. I don't break TVs. I
Yeah.
don't get those guys who buy their own TVs and then break them when they get mad. I don't get that part. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not a cry kind of guy, but maybe a half a tear total has dropped from that.
Yeah.
I got real sad.
Yeah.
So I want to break a table, but I
Yeah.
just don't, man.
That's fair. That's fair.
As for jerseys, though, so I didn't.
Oh yeah, jerseys. Yeah.
I've got a bunch of jerseys, man. I've got a bunch. Almost. I mean, off the top of my head, maybe 18.
Wow.
Yeah, man. We got old school, man. We got obviously we got Drew Brees. That's the Don right there. We have, I'm trying to think of old school guys. Robert Meacham. We have the Pierre Thomas, Jonathan Vilma, Reggie Bush. We had a Lance Moore jersey. We also have like current guys, Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara. We have Demario Davis, who is currently my favorite Saint.
Okay.
Right now is Demario Davis. I love Demario Davis. My all-time current is it's obvious. Drew Brees.
Yeah.
Drew Brees is my all-time favorite quarterback. So yeah, we got that off the top of my head. It's ones I can remember right now. But definitely have a lot of jerseys, man. We're a diehard Saints fan, and Cam Jordan. I'm trying to think of names. We have a Cam Jordan jersey. But yeah. Marshawn Lattimore. We have a Marshawn Lattimore jersey as well. Yeah, so diehard Saints fan, man. I try to get one, at least one, maybe 2 a year.
Wow.
And I'm not the kind of guy that puts them on the wall and just like, no, I wear them. I wear them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta wear them. I'm sorry.
Yeah. If you're gonna pay the money, you gotta put it on. Yeah.
Thank you. I don't get those guys who I'm gonna just put it in the closet and just leave it there. No, I gotta wear it, baby.
Well, Carl, let's get into this schedule. And if you're watching live with us now, as we do our game by game prediction, put a W in the chat if you think that the Saints are going to win that game. Put an L in the chat if you think they're going to lose. And if you think they're going to tie, sure, you can guess that as too, because the NFL still accepts that. But the Saints are one of those teams. They're an interesting team to try and figure out this year. There's a lot of unknown. So, Carlos, you ready to break down the schedule?
If you are, man, I'm ready.
All right, here we go. So week 1, you're on the road, division rival. And I did have a Falcons fan, Big Low Country, on here earlier, who he did predict a win here. So I'm curious, what's your? Are you gonna beat the Falcons week 1?
Oh man, we're gonna dominate the Falcons. But here's my thing. Here's my thing. One, the Saints are one of those teams that people look at the record from last year, 9-8, but they don't look at the scenario, or they don't look at the bigger picture of what actually happened. Mind you guys, we set the NFL record for most starters, most different starters in one year with 58. We
Wow.
had 58. So you had COVID, you had injuries, we had all that going on that really, really, really hurt us last year. And mind you guys, we were just an overtime period away from you know what, from going to the playoffs to face you know who, right? But
Yeah. Again, sorry about that.
it was so we were just one overtime period with all those bad things happening in life. We were still an overtime period away from going to the playoffs, right? And maybe facing the Rams, whatever. But the fact that we play in the NFC, the move from Russell Wilson from Seattle to Denver, it really changed the landscape of both conferences. The AFC is stacked. It is stacked, right? I don't want to be part of the AFC. It's crazy. They're gonna beat each other up all year, pretty much, especially in the AFC West. You look at the NFC, there's maybe 5 definite teams
Yeah.
out of the 15, out of the 16, excuse me. There's 5 definite teams, 6 if you want to throw in maybe a Cowboy because of their division, right? So you look at that, the Saints are there for the taking to take a big part of that NFC, right?
Mhm.
And people don't talk about that a lot. So week 1, Atlanta Falcons, they're one of the doormats. Right. Let's be honest. Marcus Mariota is their quarterback, and who else is going to be there? There's no Calvin Ridley. Your best player is still a second-year guy in Kyle Pitts. And of course, our defense. When you talk about Marshawn Lattimore, Honey Badger, you talk about Marcus May, you talk about Demario Davis, Cam Jordan. You talk about all these guys on the D line. Our front 7 is stacked. Our front 11, basically the whole entire 11 is stacked on defense with a Honey Badger coming to us now, taking
Right.
over from Malcolm Jenkins. So I mean, Atlanta with their weapons, there's none. There is none. And the 2 games we played against Atlanta last year, although we did lose one of those games, but that last game when we were the Saints of whatever week 17, well week 18, excuse me, we dominated top to bottom on them with no offense. We
Okay.
had no offense all year, and we dominated Atlanta. We were at our full form, right? And that wasn't really full form because of injuries. So yeah, I got this game. I still say first game they lucky it's the first game where a lot of offense isn't really at 100% capacity right now because we're still at a figuring out stage. We still beat Atlanta, but it'll be closer than what we think. 24-16, New Orleans wins.
Okay. All right. So that's 1 win to start the year. I do see Grandizer predicting a win in the chat there. And
There
then
you go, Grandizer.
week 2, you are going up against Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Saints have had their number in the regular season, past couple of years. Are you going to continue that dominance week 2?
We shall definitely continue. I think in New Orleans, that crowd. I'm so far the matchup seems the schedule seems very favorable for us. I love it because one is 3 straight division games. You like
Yeah.
that? Get it out
Oh,
the
yeah.
way. Get
Yeah.
it out the way, right? But the first one at home, but at home against probably one of the worst teams in the NFL. That's fine. Week 2, Tampa Bay, and you want to kind of get them early. Like the last couple of years, we kind of got in Tampa Bay kind of early that first game. But we dominated both games the last 2 years in the regular season. This year, I see no difference in that. I think at home, first home game of the year, Jameis Winston wants to really come out there against his former team and for the first time, hopefully stay healthy for the whole entire game this time. Because Yeah. last time we played him, that's the game he got hurt. So it's
Right.
a revenge game. Of course, our guys got his back as well. And our defense, if you see Tampa Bay's overall squad, they've gotten worse. They're still going to be a good team, still going to be somewhat dominant, but they've gotten worse when it comes down to a weapon standpoint because Chris Godwin will not be ready. If he is ready by that time, he won't want to see us because we're the ones that took away his season last year So he doesn't want to see this. A lot of things going on, but I think we have their numbers still. I think we beat Tampa Bay by a score of 30-23. It'll be a tight game, but towards the end, we always come up big somehow at home in the regular season, not playoffs, but in the regular season we come up big against Tom Brady, and we'll do it again in week 2.
Okay. Well, Grandizer agrees with you. W in the chat there for the Saints. So they're at 2-0, and then week 3, as you mentioned, your third divisional game in a row. You travel to Carolina to take on the Panthers. Win or lose?
A very favorable matchup, man. But if you're a fan of New Orleans Saints, you know how we get down. We tend to lose at least one weird division game every single year that we should not have. I think this is the one that we do take an L with. I think at Carolina, for some strange reason, those Panthers always have our number at home, especially when we play them early. So I'm gonna go ahead and say for now, a loss 21-17, one of those funky games where just nothing goes our way on offense. We played good enough on defense to win, but for some reason, just things don't click, man. You'll have about 3 or 4 of those games every year, anyways.
Okay, all right. So a sneaky win by the Panthers there,
Yeah.
but giving the Saints the first loss of the year. But they're gonna have some time to think about that because you got a long trek heading over to London across the pond, where you are playing the Minnesota Vikings, another team that's kind of hard to figure out with a new coaching staff
Exactly.
and some talent on that roster. Win or lose over in London against the Vikings?
Man, well, like you say, Minnesota is one of those teams you just don't know what team you're going to get. They're like Jekyll and Hyde, and they've been like that since Kirk Cousins has been there, pretty much up and down. We don't know, like they're always, 8-8, 9-7. Now with the 17 game schedule, they went what? They win 7 games last year, 7-10, I believe they win,
Oh yeah.
or 7-9-1. They may have a tie. Who knows, man? But anyways, the New Orleans Saints have always. We've played now. This will be our third um London game, pretty much. Which is kind of weird because those games are usually for teams who can't get people to come to their stands as the Jaguars. The Jaguars always have a London game because they just suck, right? So you need that. You need the money out there. Let's be honest, right? So New Orleans, though, although we do pack our house every time, I guess we have a lot of followers because I saw our last game against Miami
Mhm.
out there in London, and we had a packed house, and it was full of Saints fans. I was very surprised. So it might be a yearning to want the New Orleans Saints out there. Nonetheless, though, the last 2 times we've been out there in London, we have dominated our competition. I'm going with the another W against Minnesota, and we still, although we've beaten the Vikings since the Minnesota Miracle, we just want to keep beating them again.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going with a win, relatively easy. I think we'll win 28-17.
Okay, all right. So you're 3-1. I am seeing that the Grandizer is predicting a W there, and
Hey.
I believe this was for the Panthers. Jake saying is I don't know why y'all are so inconsistent sometimes, but that's I guess life of a Saints fan right now.
Hey, man, we are, man. I don't know.
Um, Going on to week 5. Now the Ramley is going to be cheering you on here. You are taking on the Seattle Seahawks in New Orleans. Win or lose?
Oh man, that's a W, man. Let's not get too much into it, man. I saw your guy from the your last move, and I love him because he's so honest, and I
Yeah,
love his honesty. A lot of guys come on there and
Bubba
will
was
just
great.
yeah, just throw up. No, hey, we're gonna win because of this, that. Nah, hey, let's keep it real, and I love that when people keep it real. And he was like, you know what? Now he did say the score. I remember the score. He said 30-28, and I was like, nah. I think because we played Seattle now. We beat them 3 times in a row now with Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf. I lied. Last year they had no Russell Wilson. Last year it was Geno Smith because Russell got hurt. But the 2 years prior to that, it was Russell Wilson with DK Metcalf and Lockett as well, and we dominated those games. 1 in New Orleans and 2 in Seattle. This
Yeah.
one's no different. This one's going to be in New Orleans. We dominate this one. And mind you, it's the week 5 now. So we have 4 games into this brand new offense with these players in there. We dominate this game 33-10. Our defense would just suffocate uh, uh, um, those guys, DK Metcalf and Lockett, and then of course whoever it would be, whether it's Drew Lockett or Geno Smith, they're going to get shut down this game, man. So yeah,
All right.
that's
So
a good one.
you're 4-1 on the year, and I'm sure Saints fans would be happy with that after 5 weeks. And then you take on the defending AFC champion, the Cincinnati Bengals, come to New Orleans to take on the Saints. Win or lose?
No disrespect to Tampa Bay, but I do think Cincinnati will be our first major challenge, right? Although we quote unquote lost to the Panthers, I think the Bengals will be our biggest challenge because one, it's AFC versus NFC, so not a lot of game tape, and they are the defending champions. This is Joe Burrow, who
Well,
is king.
defending AFC champions.
Yeah, defending AFC champions. You're right.
Okay.
Defending AFC champions. Yeah, not NFL champions, the AFC champions. But they Joe Burrow is king of Louisiana. So a lot of Saints players and the Saints fans, the LSU fans, are fans of the Bengals because of Joe Burrow. So Joe Burrow and of course Jamar Chase, they got a lot to prove because they're back in Louisiana, back in New Orleans Dome. So I think it's going to be a great matchup, back and forth. I predict a lot of offense in this one as well, and we will have an L. I think the Bengals beat us 31-28 in a very close game.
Ooh, okay. Well, that's a tough loss there in week 6, and I see Grandizer is saying possible trap game, but he's predicting a win.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I just, man, it's gonna be a good game. That's one of the ones that's gonna be a high marquee game, in the late window on a Sunday for sure. And I think that it's gonna live to the hype for this one.
Shout out to No Border Sports. Always a pleasure to see you. And I do see a couple questions in the chat. Sorry, I missed them. We'll definitely get to them at the end. But we got a couple predictions we got to keep going on here, especially this one. You got a short week to play in primetime Thursday night football. And again, the Ramley is going to be cheering on the Who Dat Nation. And you are taking on the Arizona Cardinals. And win or lose, Hopkins' first game back.
Hopkins' first game back. And of course, I'm not worried about the Cardinals. I feel like the Cardinals are going to take a real big time step back. Okay. Not worried about Hopkins because we have one of the best, if not the best, shutdown corner in the game, Marshawn Lattimore. You got Jalen Ramsey on your side. But those guys tick for tack, man. They can get into anyone's grill pretty much. And yeah. And Marshawn Lattimore always plays his best when there's a big time threat in front of him. I mean, I don't know. He's given Mike Evans two donuts in his career, right? 2 donuts. In one game, he had 1 catch for 13 yards, right? So he comes up big against these big-time players. We saw the first game last year, he played against Devontae Adams, and gave Adams, 4 catches for 37 yards, I believe, week 1. So Marshall Lattimore knows how to play big, and it might help that Hopkins might be game rusty, not necessarily athleticism was rusty, but game wise rusty. So I think outside of that, I mean, Zach Ertz might be the biggest threat, and I feel like the Cardinals take a step back this year, not only on offense, but all the turmoil they had this offseason with Kyler Murray. Their defense isn't as good as they would like it to be. I think the game in Arizona is a good road game for us. We take advantage early in that game, maybe some turnovers from Kyler Murray. We win 34-24.
Okay, so you're 5-2 on the year. I see Grandizer is predicting a tie in this game.
Hey, that's good. Hey, always good for one, right? Always good for one.
Yeah, well, the Saints had 2 ties last year, right?
No, we had no ties.
No ties. No, who is it? Someone had 2 ties last year.
Oh my goodness. Was it the Raiders had a couple ties?
Maybe, yeah.
The Steelers.
The
Steelers had 2 ties and still made the playoffs. Don't know how the hell that happened, but they had 2 ties and made the playoffs.
Yeah. NFL needs to get rid of ties.
Anyway. They do. It drives me crazy. Crazy.
Well, anyway, so 7 weeks, you're 5-2. And speaking of the Raiders, you are headed. No, you're staying in your own town, and you're welcoming the Las Vegas Raiders to town. Win or lose versus the Raiders.
I think we'll definitely win this game, but it's gonna be a close battle. It's gonna be a close battle, and it's not about you know Adams playing for the Raiders now because, like I said, we have Marshawn Lattimore to cover Adams. But these guys on offense, there's Hunter Renfro, who is special.
Yeah.
He's a special player. They got Darren Waller, man. When healthy, he's a top 5 tight end in the game. So these guys have that, and of course, they have more of a running type of mentality this year. So you know, on our defense, not a lot of holes. We have no holes, honestly. If you think about our defense, and there's rumor that we might still get Quan Alexander back as our starting linebacker with him and Demario Davis and Pete Werner. I mean, front four, linebacking core, secondary, we are stacked on defense. Already a top 3 defense last year, and now we bring on Honey Badger as well, who plays an upgraded version of Malcolm Jenkins, who retired this year. That offense from the Raiders might give us a threat, and I think they will in this game. But I think at the end, I trust our defense way more than I trust the Raiders' defense against our revamped offense. By the time now, this is week 8 now, so now we have really been in the rhythm. We know what we like and what we can do, what we can't do, yada yada yada. I think we win this game, but very close. I'm going with us winning 30-28, game-winning field goal by Big Nuts Lutz.
Okay. All
He's
right. Well,
also back, by the way. Our kicker is back. Will Lutz is back. So yeah, yeah.
hey, I've had bad kickers on the Rams before. I
Oh,
know how important it is to have a good kicker. Right? So you're 6-2 after 8 weeks. I see Jake here is predicting an L. He's saying that Jones and Crosby get after Winston and force some turnovers that game, which fair take. Grandizer's predicting a win. It's just hard to win in New Orleans.
it is hard to win New Orleans, man. But I can almost guarantee this is gonna be a crazy game. It's gonna be a really good game, back and forth, and then whoever has the ball last wins.
Okay, all right. Well, you have your first and only. Oh no, sorry. There's a second one. Your first of 2 Monday Night Football appearances on the season. I not gonna lie to you. When I saw this on the schedule, this seems like a weird Monday night game. No disrespect to the Saints or the Ravens. Just it's like to have a conference game like that.
Right.
It seemed weird, but you're at home. You're hosting Monday Night Football, and the Baltimore Ravens are coming to town. I think this, could be a good game, but it also might be a bit of a dud. I'm not sure. Maybe a defensive struggle, punter fest.
And I think you were reading my mind, bro. One, it seems weird because this might be the first time ever the Ravens versus Saints on Monday Night Football. It might be the first time ever that's happened. One is, like you said, it's 2 different conferences, and it's 2 teams that don't play a lot, and then we're on Monday Night Football for the Granddaddy Ball. But you were reading my mind. I was thinking in this game, boy, this might be a weird defensive battle, man. I got the Saints winning, but it's
Okay.
20-13. 20-13. I think that we get after Lamar Jackson like he's never been got after before. And one thing about Lamar Jackson, when he's good, he is super good.
So good.
When he is bad, he is super
So
bad. I think
good.
one of these games, this might be the game where he's just super bad. Our defense stops the run, and we've been known to stop the run for I don't know 4 years in a row now. We're pretty much top 3 every year in run defense. Pretty much since Dennis Allen has been our defensive coordinator. We've been top 3 in run defense every year. So the only team to ever do us dirty on the run is the Eagles. For some reason, they put up 200 yards plus back-to-back years. But outside of that, we only give up 88 yards a game on the ground. And I think the Ravens will not find a way to run. I mean, Lamar Jackson might get that one explosion, 20 plus yards for whatever. But outside of that, I think we're disciplined on defense, especially stopping the run. We shut down the Ravens. It's an ugly game, but I think we're at home. We get it done. As you see our schedule, man. We got some crazy, like how it's going on is crazy. We got a lot of games where we play back-to-back home games, back-to-back road games. And I think there's even one spot where we play, I believe it's 3 straight home games. I can't remember, but anyways, that schedule really favors us because to stay at home after that Raiders game and then to have an extra day for Monday Night Football to play another home game that really bodes well for us. We'll be fresh and ready to dominate. I think we'll win that game.
Okay. All right. Well, you're 7-2 then after 9 weeks, and then you travel on the road. Bit of a short week. and you take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Win or lose?
We win this game, but
Okay.
another defensive struggle.
Okay.
About a defensive battle, offensive struggle, defensive battle from both squads. But what I do love is that if Kenny Pickett's going to be the starter for the Steelers, he doesn't want to see a New Orleans Saints kind of defense.
Mhm.
And we thrive on that kind of quarterback who stands in the pocket, who's not that much mobile. He's mobile. He did some things in college that look really, really good, but it's a difference between college and the NFL. You
Yeah.
can't run like he ran last year in college and NFL. So we love quarterbacks like him, kind of young now. To his for his sake, I mean, it is going to be week 10, so he'll have some game tape already from us to look at him, and he'll have 10 games of experience. That helps out, but in Pittsburgh with that offense, which is not going to be a good offense in my opinion, for another year. They'll be predicated on defense once again. I think our defense going into Pittsburgh, one of our rare outside games on the road where we go to. I think we're gonna dominate defensively, and we're gonna scare the living crap out of Kenny Pickett if he's the starting quarterback, or whether it be Mason Rudolph. I can care less who it is, but I do think we dominate 17-7. A
Okay.
real defensive battle. We win that game.
Okay. Well, you're at 8-2 then after 10 weeks, and I see Grandizer predicting an L there, and then Jake, he's predicting a win. He's saying win. I trust Winston over Pitt's quarterback.
Yeah.
Something 2018. I never said. That's a great comment. Oh, shout out to Jake for that was golden. All right. So let's just look at this schedule. Oh,
Yeah. Oh well,
look
look at
at
here. Looky here.
Okay, I got whatever that Rams say. You are playing. It's in New Orleans. You are welcoming in the defending Super Bowl champions, the greatest team in the NFL. Matthew Stafford, Allen Robinson, Cooper Kupp, Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, Bobby Wagner. The stars are coming. It's gonna be a great Sunday afternoon. Why this is a Sunday afternoon game? I don't know, but Sunday afternoon, 1:00 game, the greatest one of the season, because I think it might be the Rams' only 1:00 game this year, like in that early time zone.
Mm-hmm.
So talk to me, and again, people, we're nice here on the podcast community. If you decide that an answer we don't like, we will mention it, but we politely disagree. So tell me your thoughts on this game.
This game is gonna be awesome. First of all, I can guarantee if both teams play at the level that we expect them to play, this will not be a 1:00 game. This is week 9. This could be flexed to for sure. And America's Game of the Week
Yeah,
on Fox. I can see that happening very quickly. I don't see this staying at that 1:00, Eastern time zone
yeah,
kind of game. It just feels weird. These two teams, if all goes well for both squads, this should be a must-see game, and they'll push it to maybe not Sunday night, but for sure, I think it'll be pushed to Fox on America's Game of the Week. That being said, these two teams, it's going to be a battle, man. And it's one of the ones, boy, if it was in Los Angeles, boy, oh man, it's in New Orleans. And these guys are coming. I love Allen Robinson, man.
yeah.
I don't know where the hell the Rams are getting all this money from. But man, they keep signing people these major deals and keep adding it, and it just keeps on running, man. But in this game, man, it's gonna be tough. Aaron Donald is the best defensive player in the NFL, period, hands down, in my opinion. These guys come to play, and I got a feeling this might be an NFC Championship preview.
Ooh.
One of those things. But you guys, I do have the Rams winning this game.
Yeah, let's go.
I got Rams winning 32-29. A
Okay,
weird
tight game. Tight game.
offensively, a really good offensive game. I think back and forth. I had the Rams winning this game 32-29. And I'm not just saying it because I'm on your show. Like I said, I speak the real, but I
Yeah,
think the
yeah.
Rams
So
do
we
win this
appreciate that. But
game.
friendly reminder: subscribe to Uneducated Sports Talk.
You guys subscribe to the channel. Appreciate that. Uneducated Sports Talk.
Link in the description below. Anyway, yeah.
But I do think it will be a battle from start to finish. I like your defense. I love your defense. I love your offense. The offense keeps grinding. Cooper Cup is a beast. Cooper Cup is one of those guys, even a guy like Marshawn Lattimore. Cooper Cup doesn't really threaten you with the big plays, not a big guy. But I'm telling you, the route running in today's NFL is what separates the great guys from the good guys. Cooper Cup, Justin Jefferson, Michael Thomas when healthy. The route running from those three guys, amazing. DeAndre Hopkins, those guys, guys like Metcalf, who are really good, but their route running tree isn't all that good. Those guys can get shut down by a major cornerback. A guy like Cooper Kupp is the reason why he got almost 2,000 yards receiving is because this guy, his route running is so good that you cannot predict or you cannot guess at all against him. I think a guy like Marshall Lattimore will struggle against Cooper Kupp, and of course, matchup nightmares and Stafford being healthy with that Rams offense. I think they will have an explosion. We as well will have an explosive game, but at the end, I think Rams too much. I'm gonna say game-winning touchdown, Matthew Stafford in New Orleans, and they go out with a dub.
Okay, and again, Ramley rejoices. And so then after that, the Ramleys now cheering on the Saints again because you travel to San Francisco to take on the San Francisco 49ers. I have to highlight this comment here with Grant. He's saying PJ disagrees.
No, PJ is a die-hard Rams fan right now.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all know about PJ. She's a bandwagoner to the 100th power. The Rams won the Super Bowl. She's a die-hard Rams fan right now, man. So, yeah, she's all about the Ramley family right now.
But so you're taking on San Francisco 49ers in week 12, win or lose?
Man, I'm going with back-to-back losses.
Okay.
Going into San Francisco, West Coast kind of game. We're still feeling that tough loss from the Rams. I think that we just kind of underestimate this 49ers defense. They got a really good defense still, no matter what's going on with their shakeup. Trey Lance will have 12 games under his belt now, pretty much, if he is a starter. If he's a starter, I think the 49ers win this one 27-20 against New Orleans in San Francisco. It's one of those games. If it was in New Orleans, I would pick us to win, but it's in San Fran. I got a feeling that we just will take them a little lightly, and they will capitalize on that, and they'll beat us 27-20.
Okay.
Turnovers. I think turnovers will be really bad on us in that game for some reason.
All right. So you had a bit of a rough skid here in the season. You're currently predicting 9-3 after 12 weeks, and then you have your second Monday Night Football game of the year, where you're taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Are you going to sweep the Bucs again in the regular season?
Well, let me see. Hold on. So far, I got 4 losses so far. Where you at? I got 4 losses.
Oh, sorry.
Lost to the Panthers, Bengals, Rams, and 49ers.
Pardon. Yes. Sorry. Yes. 4.
So is that 8-4?
Yes.
8-4. All right. Yeah, I don't want to let people know that. Yeah, I'm calling it real.
No,
It's 8-4.
integrity. I love that. Thank you for.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. I'll say, oh no, man. But as much as I love to be 9-3, I think we're 8-4 right now.
Yeah.
But for the Bucs, the last 2 times we have played Tampa Bay, it has always been towards the end of the season. The times we play them in the first game is always the beginning of the season, right? Literally the beginning, the first 3 weeks, right? Right. So people see us beat the Bucs and say, "Oh man, well, the Bucs got them, man. It's week 12, it's week 11, week 9, whatever it is. The Bucs got them now. They're rolling." Same thing, man. We were gonna sweep Tampa Bay, man. And mind you, those 2 games in Tampa Bay were ugly. We beat them by a total score of 47-3 in those 2 games combined in Tampa Bay the last 2 years, right? And that is with a healthy Tom Brady, and they had Gronkowski, and they had Godwin, Mike Evans, yada yada yada, Leonard Fournette, and I mean, just last game we had nothing on offense at all, nothing. We beat them by scoring 3 field goals, 9-0 last year in Tampa Bay. We shut out Tom Brady, and it's going to happen again. A big reason why, hot take, a big reason why Tom Brady came back for this season is to right the wrongs against New Orleans. I'm telling you, he wanted to get at least 1 or 2 dubs in against New Orleans before he calls it quit, because we are one of the rare franchises that has a winning record over him for his career. I think we're a big reason why. I don't give too much credit to us, but we're a reason why he came back. Not just because he don't like those kids that he made. He's like, hold on, this retirement, watching kids. Oh no, I gotta come back. I gotta come back to football. But no, I do think we dominate this game in Tampa Bay again. I'm going with a slightly better score, but we have a great offense, mind you guys. I mean, obviously we added Jarvis Landry, right? We added Chris Olave, probably the best route runner in the entire draft this year. And we said Taysom Hill, you're not playing quarterback at all. And I love that about Allen. Allen came in and told Taysom, look, bro, we love you, man, but you are not touching that football as a quarterback. Maybe the Wildcat, yes, Wildcat is fine. Under center for a quick sneak, yeah, that's fine. But to hut and throw the football, we're done with that. That experiment was Sean Payton. Sean Payton's no longer here. That experiment is over with. And I love how Allen came in there and actually said it. Taysom Hill is playing tight end. He's playing fullback.
Yeah.
He's playing that F-back formation. He's Weapon X, right? The Joker. We're going back to that style. We're not fooling around with him playing quarterback, and I love that. So I say a little kiss, keep it stupid simple, right? Keep it stupid simple. And Dennis Allen has done that now for our squad. We got guys concentrating on one thing now. James can come there and not have to worry about a quarterback battle, right? Last year he had to do that. And all of New Orleans, now the national media was like, yo, Taysom Hill and Jameis, who's going to win? All of New Orleans fan base is like, Jameis is going to win that competition. Stop it. What? But it was Sean Payton, who's this ego maniac. I mean, there's the level of genius for Sean Payton, which he deserves all the praise for that. But that bad side, you flip it around, there's some egotistic maniac to Sean Payton where I can take a Taysom Hill and make him Steve Young, right? And we saw it. I love Taysom, but it's kind of too late. He was already old coming into the league already. He's already 30 years old, 31 years old. Trying to play quarterback for the first time in a 7-year period where he was pretty much just trying to find a spot anywhere. So, I mean, shout out to Sean for doing that. But now our offense is much better. You're talking about week 13 now against the Buccaneers, whatever it is, man. We are fired up now. We got all of our things in place. Our defense will always be good. We'll always have a top 5 defense for sure, a top 3 defense for sure. The last 4 years now, we've been at top 10 all 4 years, but the last 2 years, we've been top 5. And this was a bad offense. I mean, we were 31st ranked offense last year. People don't understand that. That is bad. That is bad. And we still went 9-8. Get it? And we were still in the overtime period. We were still an overtime period away from going to the playoffs as a 9-8 squad with no offense at all. Mind you, our number 1 receiver payo was Marquez Callaway.
Yep.
He is going to be our 5th receiver this year. Do you hear me? He'll be our 5th receiver now because we had our number 1 guy was Marquez Callaway, a 2-year player, first time as a starter, and our second best player was Hartley, who is 5'5", and our kick returner slash wide receiver. He's 5'5". 110 pounds soaking wet, and he was our second best receiver last year. Those guys now are number 4 and number 5 on the depth chart because now you add Thomas back, who is, when healthy, a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. I mean, so hopefully all that comes back. It's a different offense now. If we only move 10 spots, like we were 31st ranked, and this is being nice, if we're just 21st ranked, That's two more wins as playoffs. So I'm just saying that's two more wins right there. So Tampa Bay is not going to scare us with a bad offense, and now this year with a really good offense. So I think we sweep Tampa Bay once again. And this game, I think we win. I'll say 24-14. We'll give them 14 points, man. They can have 14 points.
Okay, all right. Well, so you're 9-4 on the year then, headed into your bye week, which means it is time for
bye week hot takes. The hottest takes on the bye week.
Yes, it is time for bye week hot takes. This is where we take a little bit of a break from predicting games, and the Saints bye week is very late this year, week 14.
Love it.
The latest bye week hot takes we've had. But we find hot takes from all corners of the internet, Twitter, Reddit, random comment sections on NFL.com for in case of some of these. And I will admit to you, the Saints were hard to find hot takes for.
Really? Really?
Like I always try to find hot takes that are there's some weight to them. But I don't know what's up with Saints fan. Like if maybe they're just not as active on social media platforms as some other fan bases. But I had to dig, but I found some that I am excited to get your opinion on. The first one being the Saints are sneaky Super Bowl contenders.
Have you not seen my first 13 picks? We're 9-4 so far. We're definitely sneaky Super Bowl contenders, and the reason why I said is because it's the conference we're in.
Yeah.
When you see the NFC, I mean, I can name it right now. We got the Buccaneers, the Rams, obviously. We'll go Rams first. Super Bowl champions. Duh.
Thank you.
Rams, Buccaneers, right? Then you have New Orleans, Green Bay, right, and then San Francisco could play 6, and Dallas is going to win the East, or Philadelphia, right? After that, everyone else is kind of obsolete.
Okay.
When you go into the AFC, boy, I mean, just one division is by itself. The AFC West is scary.
Yeah,
that's 4 teams that can get in. Just so, anyways, the division. I mean, the conference that we're in. Excuse me, the conference that we're in. I mean, it predicates us at least getting wild card shares, and I'm talking about 5, 6, 7 seed. And honestly, when you're in, who knows what happens? I mean, Rams got in that with the 4 seed, and you guys won a Super Bowl. So you never know. So definitely, we are a sneaky Super Bowl contender because there's not that many guys in the NFC, anyways, outside the top 6, 7, and the rest is like, nah, no chance at all.
Okay, all right. And then the second hot take that I this one I literally was not on my radar, but I saw this and I was very perplexed by it, and I want to hear your opinion on this. Winston will win Comeback Player of the Year.
Man, you are absolutely correct. So this is my chance to talk about Jameis Winston for a second, man. Jameis Winston was getting a lot of flack, for the 30 for 30, right, that he had his last starting year with Tampa Bay. Honestly, it was 33 for 30. Get it right. If you're going to say it right. 33 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. But nonetheless, though, what he had last year, remember, we had a horrible team, horrible offensive team, horrible. He was throwing to Marcus Callaway, Lil Jordan Humphrey. He was throwing to Juwan Johnson, throwing to what was the guy that played for the Patriots? He went to lacrosse, came for us for like I forgot his name. Exactly though.
Yeah.
We threw a touchdown to him against Green Bay in week 1. That's all I remember. But anyways, he left like week 5, right? He decided he left and retired in week 5, so it was that bad, right? But when he got hurt in week 7 against Tampa Bay, 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
Yeah, he was looking good.
And we had no one to throw the ball to. So that means he had to take his time, and he had to navigate. Now, mind you, all of Jameis Winston's career, and we're talking about from high school, Florida State, and with Bruce Arians throwing it with that risk it, no biscuit, just chunking it, he was always predicated to no risk it, no biscuit type of guy. And Jameis is already a guy who loves to risk it. Now you can put him with a coach who loves to risk it. Do you know why Tampa Bay won the Super Bowl 2 years ago? is because Tom Brady, his first year with the Buccaneers, his first 9 games, he was on pace to have the most interceptions he's thrown in his career because of Bruce Arians' no risk it, no biscuit offense. But see, Jameis Winston didn't have the clout to go to Bruce Arians and say, hey, man, we can't do this. Tom Brady, after that bye week, they had a bye week. Tom Brady ran into the office and said, yo, bro, we got to stop running this offense. It is driving me crazy. And we are throwing so many interceptions, having so many turnovers. And since that bye week, the Buccaneers went off on a tear, and they won the Super Bowl, right? Correct on that part. So Jameis now, he's with Sean Payton last year, and Pete Carmichael, who is still our offensive coordinator to this day, who is who's been with us since Sean Payton and Mickey Loomis, which is the general manager, is a nice triangle, and you add Drew Brees in that middle of that triangle. So those 4 main guys were the 4 core of that offense since 2006. But Carmichael's there, Sean Payton's there, and we're predicating. We're not that kind of offense, that risk it and biscuit type of stuff. Mind you, if Jameis Winston's healthy all year, we win 2 extra games and we make the playoffs. But I mean, that's how it goes. Jameis Winston, 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He was on pace to throw 33 touchdowns and get this, 37 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. He was on pace to have that kind of year. The first 7 games, 37 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. And that is what Drew Brees had his entire career with Sean Payton. And it's no mistake that Jameis Winston had that same kind of success before his injury, because we don't risk it, no biscuit kind of stuff. That's not how our offense is. So what I'm saying is Sean Payton is gone, but Pete Carmichael, who has been that guy behind the scenes, mind you, when Sean Payton was suspended 2012 for Bountygate, we had a top 5 offense. We were ranked number 4 in the NFL. Guess who was calling the plays? Pete Carmichael. Pete Carmichael was here again. He hasn't left. So people keep forgetting. Now, 2012, we had the 31st ranked defense, so that's why we sucked. We went 7-9. But Drew Brees had 5,000 yards passing. We had a 1,000-yard receiver, 1,000-yard runner, and we had it all going on that offense. 2012, Pete Carmichael was our play caller, our OC. Well, he's gone. I mean, he's here. Sean Payton's gone, but Pete Carmichael never left, so he is still here. So that same mentality of we're not gonna no risk it, no biscuit. We're gonna go ahead and take what we got. Oh, by the way, Michael Thomas is back now. Oh, by the way, we got Chris Olave, who may be the best receiver in the draft. We just got Jarvis Landry. We got playmakers now. I tell you what, Peo, I said this. The NFL is the ultimate team sport. Ultimate team. Everyone has got to play their role. They got to play their role to be successful, especially on offense. Our main thing, we had no receivers. Guys couldn't beat man-to-man press. Marcus Callaway couldn't beat it. Lil Jordan Humphrey couldn't beat it. Mind you, if your receivers can't get open, your blockers can't block forever, your quarterback can't stay in the pocket forever. Jameis ran in those 7 games. He had more rushing attempts than pretty much his entire Buccaneer career. In 7 games, he ran the ball, I promise you, by almost 20 sometimes in 7 games. His scrambling, and he's not a scrambling quarterback. He made some moves, but the lack of receivers really hurt our entire offense. Well, we had that now to not worry about. Michael Thomas might be the best player, the best receiver to break one-on-one man coverage. His first 2 steps is dominant. That's why he's the big bully. That's why he's called Can't Guard Mike, because he's Mr. Slant Guy for a reason, because Drew Brees couldn't throw the ball 25 yards downfield, right? So Michael Thomas had to play that slant guy. Well, now you got Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, and Chris Olave. Their route running is special. All 3 guys can beat man-to-man. Jameis Winston will have a major year. A major year. As long as he's healthy and our record is really, really good, comeback player of the year is in the bag.
Okay. Comeback player of the year is always an interesting. I really feel like you can't really gauge until halfway through the season who's
Right.
going to be in the works for that. But yeah, I could see him being absolutely one of the contenders for it. Which brings us to our third hot take here. And okay, again, this is deep from the depths of Twitter. Kamara and Thomas will not be a Saint next year.
Oh, that is false. Kamara's not going nowhere. Shout out to Dennis Allen, man. Here's my thing. Sean Payton, when I say he's a very egotistic kind of guy,
Yeah.
Sean Payton and Michael Thomas had this beef going on, right? They had a major beef. You could tell Thomas was beef with New Orleans Saints for a couple of years now, dealing with an ankle injury, and he was saying how the treatment didn't go right, and he waited late to have surgery, and Sean Payton called him out in the media, and yeah, they had beef. Well, Dennis Allen, he got a hold of Michael Thomas. He flew to Los Angeles in Thomas's home, the home of the Rams, but Thomas was there. He has a home in Los Angeles. Dennis Allen flew to Los Angeles and had a one-on-one conversation with Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
They buried the hatchet. Whatever beef you had with Sean Payton, he is no longer here. Let's start over. And that really made things right. Mind you, the only way Thomas or Kamara, because they both are under contract for a couple more years. So it trade, right? And I don't see us trading Kamara or Thomas, although Kamara has the off-field no issue that he had, and Thomas has the beef that he has with us. I think at the end, winning cures everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Winning cures it all, man. As soon as we go in that field and we start racking up W's, people forget about everything.
Yeah.
Any negativity, they forget all about it. I mean, the fan base is hyped up, the organization is hyped up, the management is hyped up, players are hyped up, coaches are hyped up. You forget about all that beat that we had last year amongst each other. You forget about Kamara beating that guy at the Pro Bowl event in offseason. All that goes away, man. So I'm gonna say false on that, but very interesting take though, because I mean, obviously, never say never, but
yeah, and I think this came more out of a conversation just around the salary cap with the Saints, as they try to kind of correct. You're still paying Drew Brees $11 million, right?
But the thing is, our cap, we were at. Look, I'm not a cap guy. I have no idea how the cap works these days, man. Because the Rams, y'all keep finding money. I don't know if y'all burying it and hiding it. The Saints, we were just literally $70 million over the cap in the beginning of the offseason. How the hell are we now 12 million under the cap? I have no idea. Now, we had a bunch of guys, including Michael Thomas, restructuring the contract. Including Michael Thomas. And that was after the conversation with him and Dennis Allen. That means Thomas has faith in what's going on with our organization. He even restructured his contract for this year to get us under the salary cap. Now, I don't know how you go from 70 million over to 12 million under, because we still have enough now to pay a Ndamukong Suh or a Quan Alexander. Those guys. We got Quan late last year. He went to miss OTAs and all that stuff. And I don't blame those guys, But I have no idea how the salary cap works. How the Rams just keep finding money, and how the Saints went from 70 million over to 12 million under. I have no idea. But the contract, Mickey Loomis, this is our third year doing that. It's our third year where we've been majorly over the cap. 3 years in a row now. And all 3 years, we found ourselves under the cap by the time free agency started, by restructuring contracts. So shout out to Mickey Loomis, Jeff Ireland. Those are guys that's part of our management, our ownership, man. Those guys have done a great job for New Orleans. And Loomis has been with us since 2006. I mean, like I said, since Drew Brees and Sean Payton and Mickey Loomis, they've always been that catalyst for us, man. And Mickey has done a phenomenal job over the last 6 years for sure, helping keep us as at least contenders for a Super Bowl for the last 6-7 years now.
Okay, awesome. Well, I again thank you for your insights into the hot takes. This has been
Bye week hot takes. The hottest takes on the bye week.
Yes, that was bye week hot takes. And getting back to the final 4 games on the Saints schedule, before the bye week, you had the Saints predicting, or you predicted the Saints 9-4. Then you welcome in the Atlanta Falcons, who at this point in the season, they've probably had a pretty rough year. Win or lose against
No,
the
no,
Falcons.
no matter what divisional games, people they come up for it. They don't care. It's always like that. You could be the worst team in the NFL, but if you want to play spoiler against your divisional rival, now mind you, the Saints and Falcons are one of the top 5 rivalries in the NFL itself, right? I mean, Saints and Falcons, whatever. It's always a rivalry. Why? I don't know. We keep whooping their ass, so I don't know why it's a rivalry to this day, but we keep beating them. But still, they're gonna want to at least play spoiler, and it's not gonna happen. They had a chance last year to play spoiler in that week 18 when you guys were playing when you guys lost to the 49ers in overtime, and we beat the Falcons. Falcons had a chance to play spoiler with Matt Ryan, and they were just not good. This team is just not good. Times 5 this year, in my opinion. By this time, I can almost guarantee you after this win, and I know it's against the Falcons, but I think national media after this win is like, okay, the Saints got something going on because I think we beat down the Falcons 41-23. I think for the first time we put everything together in this one matchup because we're at home against Atlanta. This one matchup, we put it all together. We score 41 points. We win 41-23. And now the national media is really buzzing about, okay, this Saints squad 10-4. Okay, they might be something.
Climb the power rankings.
Right.
Freaking out. Colin Cowherd and Skip Bayless and all of them. Stephen A. Smith are talking, giving their hot takes about the Saints. It's the Saints are the cool team to like and stuff like that. Of course, the Rams will probably get disrespected in that. But you're 10-4, and then week 16 you travel to Cleveland to take on the Browns. Again, one of the more interesting teams this year are the Browns. And for those of you who have been asking me for a Browns episode of MOOF, I have a Browns fan on standby to do it, but we've agreed to wait. So the Browns will be one of the last episodes of
You
MOOF.
want to wait for Deshaun Watson, huh? What's going on with Watson?
They just got some stuff going on there. But anyway, talk us through. You still have to have a prediction. What are you predicting for the
Man, this Browns team is very interesting, man. If there was not any drama surrounding Deshaun Watson, man, this team could be dangerous.
Yeah.
They got a really good defense, right? They've got some weapons. The AFC is just tough and it's stacked, and it's going to be to their detriment this year, I believe, even with a healthy Deshaun Watson. But so much drama in the offseason. He's got to miss some games. It feels like he's got to miss some games, if not the season. I'm not quite sure. But right now, I'm going to go with this at Deshaun Watson as the starter, right? So I'm going to go with this as Watson as the starter for the Browns, right? So I'm going to go with this one. If not, I mean, can you see Baker Mayfield still being a Brown and playing this game? I don't see it. It's just weird. I don't know what's going on. So I don't blame your guy for MOOF, man, for like, let's wait.
Yeah.
Can I be number 32 or 31? He'll be number 31, right? So I got the Saints winning this game 22-17, but it's in Cleveland. It's going to be cold. It's going to be windy. It's going to be nasty. But I do think that our defense is built for this type of game.
Okay.
And our defense, I mean, Demario Davis is a stud. He's my favorite player right now. He's the heart and soul of our defense. Demario Davis, all-pro linebacker now 3 years in a row, and he's still underrated by national media. This dude is a beast. Watching the top 100, and Demario Davis made this a couple years ago, like 2 years ago, he made like number 94, which is dumb at the time. I think he should be much higher now. He should be like in the 40s or whatever. But they had an interview with Zeke Elliott, and they said, "Hey Zeke, who is the one guy that keeps you up at night?" And Zeke said, "Man, Demario Davis." He said, "Bro, that's the one dude." He said that when you run that football, you better bring your lunch with you because he's gonna bring some pie out all the time. And I'm like, yeah. So I'm glad he said that because a lot of national media doesn't really. Now, Demario Davis isn't an outlandish kind of guy, so that's probably why he doesn't get that media hype. But still, he is a beast. That defense. We have a team captain, and it's rare to have a star player on every level of your defense. Our D line has Cam Jordan, and Marcus Davenport might be the best D lineman that we have over Cam Jordan. And Cam Jordan is still a dog. Demario Davis and our linebacking core, and we might have Quan Alexander back too. Our secondary, we know about the secondary. We got Tyrann Mathieu, Marshawn Lattimore, Marcus May. I mean, we got it all for the secondary. So we got stars on every level. One of the few teams who can say that on defense. This game against the Browns is the kind of game where our defense now, our offense got praised the last week against Atlanta. Our defense will get praised in this game again, and they'll really say, "Oh, the Saints, boy, last week was offense. Now this week is their defense coming up huge." I really think our defense will shock the Browns, even in that cold weather, and we will dominate that game. But it'll still be 22-17. But I still think that the Browns get a late touchdown, right? A touchdown that doesn't really count. We don't really care about that to save face. So I think the Saints win that, but a hard-fought game because the Browns' defense, nothing to sniff at either.
Okay, yeah, and I agree with you. I think if they win this game, I see Shannon Sharp or Dan Orlovsky or something like one of those mainstream media guys. They'll be like, "You see, the Saints are winning different ways." They
that kind of thing. So
they try and give that every year. There's always that hot take by that one team.
Right, I got a feeling it's going to be something like that, man.
And then, so week 17, you travel to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. And shout out to BC Moss. Good to see you. And
What's up, Moss?
As well, we got
What's up, Diggs?
Some of your crew coming on in.
Guys coming in, man. Showing love.
And so week 17, taking on the Eagles, win or lose.
Man, let me tell you something. I don't know what's going on with Philadelphia the last 2 years against us. They have really beaten our asses the last 2 years with the run game. We are the best. We're the number one run team. We've been the top 2 or 3 run defense now the last 4 years, right? And the only team is TJ Trace. That's my guy, man. It's my right-hand man. He's a diehard Eagles fan. He's heard me say this a million times. I don't know what is up with this Eagles running attack. They don't do anything quite special. It's just for some reason they must know zones, man. And the last 2 years we only give up an average of 88 yards total per game for the run. The Eagles the last 2 years have put up 200 plus yards on us back-to-back years. With a great defense that we have a great defense. And for some reason, both games, now mind you, there were times where we had, quarterback issues and we had offensive issues, yada, 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 and we probably couldn't keep up with the Joneses, So I would say that this year might be different, but I'm still going with a loss for us at Philadelphia. I think Philly, and it might not be because of the run game, but I got a feeling it's one of those weird games where just things don't click for you right when you want it to. And it's week 17, and this might be a must-win game for us, maybe to clinch the division, maybe to have home field advantage somewhere. I'm not quite sure, but this game, I got a feeling Philadelphia win this game 28-23. We'll come back late, but it won't be enough. But there's always that game in the beginning of the year, the middle of the year, and the end of the year where stuff just does not go your way how you want it. I got a feeling at Philadelphia, and once again, it's still cold. And I know I got a feeling this game, things just won't go our way, and we'll lose this one 28-23.
Okay, all right. So taking an L, and so I have you predicting the Saints at 12-5, headed into Week 18, final week. I'm sorry,
11-5. You good?
I apologize. I'm getting my numbers wrong today. Which
You're reading the future. That's all. You're reading the
oh
future.
yeah, I might have actually just put one because it is. We don't want to trash the Panthers too much. Well, maybe you do, but
Oh
Week
yeah.
18, you finish the season off at home. You welcome in your division rival, Carolina Panthers. They beat you once this year. Are they going to get you twice?
No, sir. Revenge game. Revenge game. By this time, we are a totally different team now. We have everything in place from our offense and our defense. We kind of got embarrassed last week as the Eagles, and this is definitely for maybe the division, maybe for home field throughout. You never know what's going on with the Rams or what's going on with the Packers. Those two teams are always there. You know they're going to get at least 12 wins, 13 wins out there. But one of those two teams is getting 12 or 13 wins. And we want to go ahead and dominate this game at home against Carolina. They're probably fighting for, I don't know, a top 5 to 10 pick this year.
That's a good
So
pick,
yeah,
but
yeah, but I'm gonna be nice and say a top 5, top 10 pick. Same scenario from last year. Last year we had the Panthers and Falcons late, back to back, and we wound up dominating those two teams. One at home, and then one Atlanta was in Atlanta, and Carolina was at New Orleans, and we wound up dominating those two games back to back. Same scenario this year with Carolina. We lost against Carolina last year, early, I think week 2. We lost to Carolina last year in week 2 in Carolina. And then late in that year, I think it was week 17, and we beat down the Panthers in week 17 to get that W, mainly by our defense. I feel like the same thing again happening. I just don't really trust Christian McCaffrey to stay healthy. And we've seen that the last couple years. When he is there, this Panther squad is totally different, and they are somewhat good with a Christian McCaffrey who's healthy. But McCaffrey, can he go a whole entire 18-week season and play all 17 games? I don't see it happening. I think Christian McCaffrey, even if he's playing in this game, the Saints will win this game. But I'm hoping, as an NFL fan, McCaffrey's playing because it's always good, for competition as well. But I do think, regardless, man, New Orleans at home. Mind you, we had 9 home games, so we're playing a lot of home games this year. One is in London, but we have 9 home games compared to last year. We only had 8, and we had 9 road games. So this year we have 9 home games now, and I'm glad that we ended at home. Probably a must-win scenario. We win 35-20, 35-20, and punch our way to the playoffs for sure. We probably clinched a couple weeks ago, but punch our way to the playoffs, man, and ready for a round 1. Hopefully, we're number 1 seed, and we got to take a little break.
Okay. All right, so you're 12-5. I like it. I like it a lot. You obviously, as you're looking at your schedule, those 2 divisional matchups with the Bucks, your Rams game, your AFC North matchups in there, the Vikings over in London. There's some good games on this.
Right.
Saints. I think the Saints are definitely a team that will get a lot of attention next season. Especially in this NFC, playoff race that's wide open. But Carlos, this has been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
That's all
for
love,
coming
man. I
on.
appreciate it.
Please let our viewers know, where can they find you. I know the link to your channel is in the description below.
Man, the link is in the description below for sure. Uneducated Sports Talk, you guys know what it is, man. But you can check me out on Instagram. My IG is uneducated_sports talk. It is uneducated_sports talk. And my Twitter is at my name. My name is Carlos Clayton. It is at Carlos Clayton _ is my Twitter. But man, we do at least 5 nights a week on YouTube. We try to grind it out, man, and we do live stream sporting events for baseball, basketball, football. We also do AEW. We're going to try and do hockey next year. We're going to try to do hockey, because everyone's saying, man, dude, man, you do so well with everything else, do hockey. And I'm like, I want to be 100% good at what I do for my craft, man. But no, man, me and PJ, we've been doing this now for about a year now. It'll be a year in September doing this live streaming, man. So we've had a great time, and it's all love. What's up? She said, "Go Ramley family."
Yeah, good
she's in love with the Rams right now. She's a total bandwagon. Hoping the Saints can win it all next year, and she comes back to the black and gold side.
Oh man, that's awesome.
I had a blast, though, man. I appreciate it, man.
For sure. Stick around. We'll chat just a little bit afterwards. And for all of you watching, thank you so much for tuning in live with us. And if you're watching on the replay, thank you as well. Appreciate you guys. I hope you're enjoying this series as much as I am. I am taking a day break. I've been pumping these out the past couple of days, but there will be no MOOF tomorrow. You can definitely subscribe and turn on bell notifications for when the next episode of MOOF comes. It's coming very soon. As we continue to look for the most overly optimistic fan, interviewing one fan from every NFL team. We're so thankful that you're part of this series, and look forward to the next episode. Have a good night, everybody.
Who that?